just the other day I was browsing YouTube and I came across this video by Rick Beato. You probably heard of him. He's one of the biggest names in YouTube when it comes to music related content and stuff. And I actually happen to strongly disagree with some of the stuff that he was saying in the video, or at least one of the points that he made. And no, this is not a video to bash him or to or to create any form of controversy. It's just that I find that he actually brought some interesting conversation to be had, and I want to add my own 2 cents to it, alright? So basically a quick summary of his video. He was presenting some AI made music and kind of pointing out how it can pass as human made music, how it is hard to spot that it is made by AI, and that if as AI progresses and becomes better and better, it's gonna be harder to spot that it is made by AI, kind of leading to inevitably AI replacing human musicians when it comes to making music. And even though I can agree with a lot of what he said, I do think that AI made music at this point in time can already pass as human made music to a point. AI will keep getting better and it will keep getting harder and harder to spot that it is music made by AI. I disagree very strongly with the point that AI is gonna replace musicians at making music. And I disagree with it because I feel that maybe his view of music, and I say this with all of the respect that I have for his knowledge about music, his understanding of music theory, and his experience in this industry, which surpasses my own by a lot, but still, I feel that his view of music is kind of superficial. What I mean by that is that the way that he frames it is like, for as long as there's like a working harmony, a fitting melody, and established rhythm, it's music. And I don't think it kind of works like that. I think music, what makes music, is goes a little bit deeper than that. The way I see it, music is a form of human expression that can only exist and can only be what it is when there's human emotions, human ideas being expressed. And by this very definition, AI will never be able to make music. And that thing that others were able to spot, that thing that they managed to perceive, that made them know that it was made by AI and not people, I think it's exactly that. Is that intent, that meaning, that substance that music made by AI simply doesn't have. I think he was trying to find theoretical or objective ways to spot if the music was made by AI. Maybe he was looking for an artifact on the voice or a certain unnatural effect on the ambience or something like that. And I think he was so concerned on trying to find what would kind of mark the song as AI made that he simply couldn't notice what was lacking. That substance, that connection that exists when real music is made, that connection that exists in between an artist and a listener. And that's the stuff that actually makes music, isn't it? That's what gives meaning to it. That what makes us praise it as a form of artistic expression this much. I think that in his years of expanding his knowledge of music theory, of honing his ears and becoming more acquainted and more knowledgeable in music, maybe he dulled himself to the essence of music. And once again, this is not a personal attack or anything of the sorts. Maybe he simply got a little bit too technical about it, like he lost touch with the more abstract aspect of what makes music. Or maybe simply because I see music as something a little bit more transcendental and he has a more kind of nihilistic view of it. I don't know. But regardless, if you agree or disagree, please let me know in the comments below. And this expressivity, this connection that can exist in between artist and listener is something that I for one believe that AI will never be able to replicate at any given form. For as good as it gets, because I do think that AI is getting better, of course it's getting better, and it's already doing a pretty good job at emulating certain kinds of music. And what do I mean by that? Because I think actually we're getting now to the core of what I believe to be the problem. When we look back on music that meant something, that some of the most powerful music, some of the most meaningful music ever made, think of Led Zeppelin, The Who, the Black Sabbath, Queen. I've never seen AI produce anything even close to any of that. like for real, nothing close to it. Because at the core of good music, that is something that is intrinsically human, which is expressing an idea, expressing something. I don't think that the whole thing with AI kind of replacing us when it comes to making music comes from AI getting too good. I think that music has gotten so bad that even stuff that is made by AI can already pass as music. And I think that's the real issue here. It's not because AI is gonna get incredibly powerful and is gonna take our jobs or anything like that. No, I think just that we set such a low standard for music making that even something that a machine can create, a machine that is devoid of intent, a machine that is devoid of expressivity, a machine that is devoid of actual ideas, because a machine can only output based on an external input. A machine doesn't create. So when Rick Beato tells us that he thinks that AI is gonna replace us or replace musicians when it comes to the making of music, then I ask him, which musicians? Because I don't see AI ever replacing John Bonham. I don't see AI ever replacing Freddie Mercury. I don't see AI ever replacing Ozzy Osbourne. Do you? Because look, if he's referring exclusively to musicians that are producing music that already has no meaning, that already has no depth and no substance, and AI is gonna replace those musicians, then maybe we can agree with that. But as a general statement to say that AI is gonna replace musicians, I think that's fundamentally wrong. Because honestly, if we spent less time thinking on how good AI is getting at producing slop that feels like human slop, maybe we should just kind of concern ourselves with not producing slop to begin with. Because the only reason why AI music is even a point of controversy and content is just because we are producing slop, we humans are producing slop, and that is something that AI can do. And that's why you'll never see a video on YouTube about AI made music where someone's praising AI music while comparing it to Led Zeppelin, for instance. Whenever you see someone talking about AI music being good or being something passable, is always comparing to the most shallow, superficial and devoid of meaning types of music that we have currently. And sadly, there's plenty of that to go around nowadays. So now thinking on the musicians that would be replaced by AI in theory. Here's a crazy idea. Why don't we simply make good music rather than slop? Because just like that, AI won't be able to replace you. Because we already established that AI cannot make good music. It can make something that goes for music nowadays, but it's not good music, it's not real music. I see a lot of people kind of raising this concern about the impact of AI on the future of music, for instance. And I, for one, believe that it might be actually positive, the impact of AI on music, because it's gonna force musicians to put a little bit more effort into making music that is better, that is good, music that AI can't make. And even with time, I believe that we might start rejecting AI-made slop and kind of go back to praising good music, music with meaning, music with substance, music with depth, music that moves you, music, real music. So basically, that's what I wanted to share with you. Those are my 2 cents on the matter. If you agree with me or disagree as well, you are completely entitled to it. Please let me know in the comments below, because the point of this is actually bringing a conversation that can raise awareness or kind of bring back the appreciation for good music. Because this whole thing with AI music being controversial, honestly, I think that we shouldn't feed that monster, alright? Because the more we think that AI is gonna be a threat to musicians, the more we are acknowledging music that AI can make as real music, which honestly and personally, I don't think it is. Alright? So that's my take on the matter. Please share with me your own views on the matter. And if you want to keep this conversation going, please join our Discord. We can also talk about some music that doesn't suck over there. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. You're gonna be notified whenever we do more things like this or go on live streams where we also talk about this kind of matters. And please leave a like and leave a comment, because it helps a lot. If you think these kind of conversations are worth having, leaving a like and leaving a comment helps this conversation reach more people. And with all of that said, the only thing left is that you should never let anybody tell you what to dream about. And remember that I'll see you when I see you.